Hey you guys, welcome to a new episode of Food and the Single Guy with me, your very own Amaru. Now on this Good Friday episode of Food and the Single Guy, I'm gonna bring you something from the homeland yet again. Now, it is not necessarily a recipe from the homeland. I'm sure there are other countries on planet Earth where people cook these things, but baby, this is one of those recipes from the homeland that I grew up eating when halfway into the third week of the month, your mother or your father or your parents struggle to make ends meet. You know, the bills are paid, the pantry is stocked, but still it's very difficult to feed a family of X amount of people. That is when you resort to your canned food. And if you're from my country, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because everybody in my country still to this day, you know, when we go to the supermarket to do our shopping, our grocery shopping, we always end up buying things that we don't need today. We may need them next week. We may need them next month, you know, that sort of thing. And so we always end up buying a lot of things that we don't need today, a lot of canned goods. Now these sardines in tomato sauce are one of those staple dishes from my country when it's that time of the month where when you have to stretch the budget, you know what I mean? So everybody from my country knows what I'm talking about, all right? So it is Good Friday, and as a Christian, we have to eat fish on Good Friday. And I know what you must be thinking to yourselves. Amaru, you could have done a salmon video. You could have done a rat snapper. Boo-boo, I am doing sardines in tomato sauce, okay? It's fish. Deal with it. Now let's move on to the cooking. Okay, you guys, so these are some of the ingredients that we're going to be using for this dish. We're going to use a large onion, which we're going to finely chop. We're going to use 2 regular sized tomatoes, which are also going to finely chop. We're going to add a can of green peas or pigeon peas. These are optional. You can add them or leave them out. Over here, we have a piece of galangal root. I always add a piece of galangal root to mine because the sweetness of the galangal root balances out the flavor of the fish. It's very good. We're going to use 4 cloves of garlic and 2 of these Scotch bonnet peppers. Now you can add as many of these as you like, but don't go crazy because they will kill your ass. And then over here, we have the star of this dish, these canned sardines in tomato sauce. All right? Now let us continue. Okay, you guys, so now for the messiest part of this dish, because what I'm going to do next, I am going to remove the spine of the sardines. And you want to take them out very gently because they're very, very fragile. Just like so. And I'm going to remove the spine, as I just said. Some people leave it in, but I always remove it when I cook this. It's not gonna kill you, mind you, but I simply don't like the texture of it. Okay, I hope you can see this. Hang on, let me show you what it looks like. So this is the part that you want to remove, okay? There we go. See what I'm talking about? All right. Now you guys, before I move on with the cooking, I'm gonna let you know that I'm not gonna be using these peas, okay? I thought that I purchased the green peas and I didn't. But like I said earlier, the peas are optional, so I'm just gonna leave them out all together. Now moving on, I'm gonna add some oil to my pan, just like so, not a hell of a lot. And I'm gonna turn on the cooker hood right now, so bear with me with this noise. Now as soon as the oil is hot, I'm gonna add the shrimp paste, the pepper and the garlic. And keep in mind that the shrimp paste will smell up the house, okay? But it's so good. Here we go. We are now going to add the galangal root. And the onions. And we're going to allow the onions to cook down for about 5 to 7 minutes. And don't cook this on high heat, you guys. Don't be in a hurry to cook this food. This is looking good. So now we're going to add the tomatoes. And of course, we're going to give it a quick stir. Now, the tomato sauce of the sardines, we're not going to get rid of that. We're going to add it to this goodness. To that, we're going to add just a droplet of water. See? This is how much water. Now, we're not going to season this yet. We're going to allow the tomatoes and the onions to break down a little bit after about 10 to 15 minutes on low heat. And then we're going to add some seasonings. You can add some black pepper. You can add some salt, of course, or maybe a stock cube if you so desire. And last but not least, we're going to add the sardines. So let me allow this to cook down a little bit. And I shall be back with you in about less than a second. Now, it's been about 7 minutes. Let's check on the sauce. Oh yes, this is looking good. We're gonna give it a quick stir. Oh yes. Now let me taste my sauce. This is good. We're gonna add just a little bit of salt, just a little bit. Just like that. And I want you to be mindful of your salt intake, you guys, because the sardines themselves contain a lot of salt as it is, as does the shrimp paste. All right? So next what we're gonna do, we are going to gently add the sardines to the sauce. There we go. So we're gonna gently turn them so they can soak up all of that sauce. You don't want to break them because keep in mind these are very fragile and we're not making pate. So the flame is already low. What I'm going to do now, I am going to cover the pan and allow this to steam for about 5 more minutes and then it's ready. And now for the fancy schmancy final presentation. Now you guys back home, we would simply plop the rice onto a plate, pour the sardines on top of the rice and chow down. But you know me, presentation is everything. So next what I'm going to add, and you know what I always tell you, color makes everything a little prettier. There we go. And speaking of color, how about this right here? Doesn't that look festive? I think it does. Yes, boo-boo, it does look very festive, even if I say so myself. I sent my mom the picture and she was like, you're making me drool. I said, well, that is the intention. Let me tell you something. You have to give this a try. If you can find these ingredients in your neck of the woods, and I know you will be able to find these ingredients in your neck of the woods, give this a try. Don't look down on this dish. It is quick, it is easy, it is your typical South American comfort food. You know how back in the United States people have their macaroni and cheese, and in other countries people love ice cream, you know, that sort of thing. This is your typical South American, well, your typical Surinamese comfort food. And the best way to eat this, with your hands. Oh yes, We don't need any spoon, we don't need any fork, we don't need any knife. No, boo-boo, no utensils needed. You need these utensils. That is the best way to eat this dish. You'll have to give it a try. And it's not just poor people or because I don't come from money. We were never poor, but we were never rich either. You know what I mean? My mother had to work very hard. My grandparents had to work very hard to be able to afford everything that we have. So it's not just, it is considered poor people's food in my country, or food that people cook when they don't have enough money. You know what I mean? Like I said, in the, you know, halfway into the third week of the month, you know, you're waiting for the end of the month for the paycheck to come in, that sort of thing. It is not necessarily food for those people. Still to this day, there are people who are very well off who go to the store to purchase these sardines, who cook this because, like I said, it is real comfort food. All right? Now, I know it's Good Friday. You know, I was raised Christian, so on Good Friday, all Christians eat fish. That is what I was taught. So I will be eating my sardines and tomato sauce with lots and lots of pepper and garlic. And I will see you on another video. In these Corona times, I would like for you to keep safe. I want to thank you for the support, because as of, I think, 5 days ago, I have reached 6,000 subscribers on the cooking channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos wherever you share videos. It really means so much to me. Do be well, be safe. Happy cooking, happy eating. Don't add crazy to the craziness. And I will see you when I see you. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.